Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, it's going to be all about Miss Ruby because as we all know, I am the best Ruby that there ever is. But the update just dropped yesterday, the 19th, and it's now the 20th when I'm making this. And she got her second active ability, which everyone got their second active, like all the characters did, for free, which I think is amazing. But I will say, like, I'm glad everyone got it for free. Don't take it as I'm not glad, but I wish people who had like a bunch of coins, like me and a lot of other people, had the option to buy them so we could spend some of those coins, you know, instead of getting them for free. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And like I don't know. Anyways, that's besides the point. Basically, Ruby got it's basically like an orb of her cards that she like throws, and it can stun any of the people that are hit by it. I think it's for like 1.2 seconds. It is amazing. It's flawless. It's so good. I'm still getting a little used to it. So it's very unforgiving, if that makes sense. So like you would think that it would have like area damage or like splash damage. It doesn't. So you really do have to aim it and kind of be, I would say, kind of precise with it. Otherwise it's not gonna hit anything if you like miss, if that makes sense. But other than that, like, it is so good. And it's unfortunate because like she needed this buff, so they buffed her, and so like they made her ult cooldown is now less, so that's amazing, which is so much better because compared to like some of the other ults that were in the game that did, tremendously more damage and just were even more broke than hers. Hers still took like, hers is one of the longer ones in terms of like charging it up, which always didn't make sense to me. But so they made it cool. They made it have a cooldown, which is shorter, and then they nerfed her range, so she doesn't quote unquote shoot her blades as far, which is, I guess, fine, but it's a little inconvenient because I'm used to shooting pretty far with her, but neither here nor there. And then they gave her a health buff or shield, whatever you want to call it, but basically she now has 9,800 quote unquote health along with like her shield. And then I don't know if they meant like that shield or like her actual barrier shields also got a health buff. I'm not positive, but I do know she has 9,800 in that sense, but I don't really know. If I'm completely honest, I didn't read through the patch notes. I probably should have, but I kind of didn't. I just literally scrolled to where Ruby was, and I just wanted to see what her second active was. And that's all I kind of cared about. And then I looked at Diggy because my friend Bullets that I play with, he plays Diggy a lot, so I screenshotted that and like sent it to him. But I am really enjoying her little like stun. It is so nice. It is so broke, might I add. Like, so broke. Okay, maybe broke isn't the right word, but I think it's definitely what she needed because now, like, people are kind of a little afraid to push her. So, like, before, a lot of people would just push Ruby because she really was the weaker kind of tank of all the tanks. And she was quite easy to, like, kill in terms of, like, I don't know, all the other tanks. I mean, I personally always thought like Ruby was the more advanced tank to play, and like if you knew how to play her, she was actually really hard to kill. And personally, for myself, I always, I'm gonna brag on myself, but I always thought I played her really well, and so I never died as much playing her compared to like some other people who maybe played her, but I have seen a lot of people playing her now that she has this buff, which is amazing, but at the same time really annoying because it's gonna turn into everyone's gonna be like, she's so broke, she's so broke, we need a nerf. And I don't want that to happen. So it sucks. Like, it's amazing, but it sucks because you know that potentially could be coming. But down the line, it's not gonna be like anything anytime soon. But I have noticed that pretty much every game there's a Ruby, and there's a Sindri because Sindri is now the meta healer, which is funny to me because I know they switched her to a healer, and so she's not damage anymore, she's healer, but she's so broke as a healer, and basically they took all of the 5v5 abilities of the characters who were already in 5v5 and applied that to 3v3. So, all the characters, so like how Iris and Chemist were in 5v5, that's how they are in 3v3 now and 5v5. So how Chemist can't heal herself is how she is in 3v3. So she got like a substantial nerf. And so I don't see Chemist anymore, which is amazing because I personally feel like a healer should not be chasing me down the map and squad wiping people. Like, that's insane to me. So I think it's justified. I think it's great. I've played around with a couple of the other characters, but all in all, I've kind of just really been focused on Ruby and just trying to like get her little Orby ball like really like locked down because it's really good. So if you can like get behind, so you know how 8-Ball can kind of like stand in a corner with his shield up, and sometimes it's hard to get behind him. If you can get behind him and throw her little stun, it like stuns him and knocks out his shield. Like, it's so nice, so great. And it applies like her little orb ball, like it doesn't go through shields, so just keep that in mind. So it doesn't go through Ruby's shield, it doesn't go through 8-Ball's shield, Fort's shield. And then Fade also has the most broke shield I've ever seen in my life. That's a whole thing, and I'm probably gonna make a video on that too. But yeah, that is something else. But all in all, I really like this update. And I will say I do like 5v5. And I know, so initially when 5v5 like released, I said I liked it, and then I kind of came back and said I hated it. Well, that was true, but I think it's because the character selections were like super minimal, and I hated all the characters that you could pick from. But I think now that you can actually play characters that you want to play, it's actually pretty fun. And I personally like Control and Payload Escort, and that's where you can play those game modes. So I don't know. I actually have been playing 5v5 a bit more just because that's where one, those game modes are, but two, I don't know. Like, now that I can actually play, like Ruby and actually have fun, I don't know. It's odd, but I don't mind 5v5 now because we can all play characters we want to play. So, I don't know. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Ruby buff is so nice. And I streamed a little bit yesterday. And that was the first time I actually, like, played. I think I played earlier in the day yesterday, and I was at work when I was playing, so I couldn't like hear anything. So it was a little rough. It's actually like pretty fun, and I don't know. Lots of little sweat heads have come out to try and play Ruby, and I don't know. Like, it's good because my friend Khan, he plays Ruby. He's actually a really good Ruby. Don't tell him I said that. We played a game last night against him. It was like a random matchup, and listen, he's a good Ruby. but I'm just simply better. Like, we lost the game because, like, our random was horrible, but I will say, I'm just a better Ruby, you know? And it's just funny because kind of seeing all these people, like, starting to play Ruby, I don't know. I'm gatekeeping a lot because I feel bitter about it. Like, I love it and I hate it at the same time. So, you know, I don't know. I'm gatekeeping. But all in all, I like the update. I like that they nerfed Link. I think it's amazing. But I will say that when it comes to like these 5v5 games, and I was actually playing with Holy Shit and then his friend. So I wasn't like playing like completely solo for these games, but I wasn't playing with like a full team either. And I will say though, when it comes to like 5v5, like you are still at like a huge like disadvantage, you know, if you are playing solo versus like a full team and everything. So like keep that in mind. But for this last game, it like I don't know who this Ruby like thought they were. Like they were trying to be a little sweathead and it wasn't working for them. But I think that they had the better team, if that makes sense. Like they had the better team comp versus like our shell on our team. I don't know if they were like AFK and it was a bot. I'm pretty sure it was. It was a pretty intense game to say the least. And I I kept it in here mainly to kind of show like kind of how intense these games are kind of getting now that like all these like second abilities are here and people are like still learning them and you know trying to like figure them out. So then you like see like I don't want to say mess ups, but then you like see mess ups and you're like, oh, because I mean you'll see me like randomly throw things and you're like, what are you doing? And it's like I don't even know what I'm doing, you know. But this last game was actually like really intense. And I forgot to mention all of these games have been ranked games and they've been really easy. And I don't know why they're easy. And I don't know why they're only like one round, too. Like, I don't play ranked, but that's what they had selected. So we were playing ranked. And so that's what all these games are. But I don't know why they're not like double rounds. I don't know. Maybe I missed that. Probably. I don't know. I don't really care, but I don't know. These games seem like really easy for ranked. I don't know. It is weird. Yeah, this last game though was actually like pretty intense. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna leave this to finish playing out, and I will see you guys in the next one.